Marla Maples, the former wife of Donald Trump, has always been a figure surrounded by media attention, from her highly publicized marriage to her life after the divorce. For years, she has been viewed as a part of the Trump family narrative, but her own story has often been overshadowed by the drama surrounding her ex-husband. But now, Marla Maples is stepping into the spotlight, not as an accessory to Trump's fame, but as her own person with a story to tell, a story that is bound to shake the media world. In a recent jaw-dropping interview, Marla made a confession that no one saw coming, leaving the public and her fans stunned. What she shared was so unexpected, so raw, and so personal that it instantly sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. The confession she made about her marriage, her struggles, and the untold truth behind her divorce had been a closely guarded secret. Until now, for the first time in years, Marla Maples spoke openly about the pain of being constantly scrutinized and misunderstood by the public. But this interview was not just about recounting old stories or playing the victim. Marla's words were a revelation. "People have this idea about me, that I was just some pretty face married to a powerful man, living a life of luxury," Marla began, her voice tinged with emotion. "But that's not who I am. That's not my truth." The first shocking moment of the interview came when Marla opened up about the toll that living under the constant glare of the public eye took on her mental and emotional well-being. "I went through some really dark times. Sometimes I thought I couldn't survive," Marla confessed. "I was constantly in the shadows, fighting not just for my own identity, but for my peace of mind. People saw the glamour, but they didn't see the pain. They didn't see the loneliness, the doubts, or the constant feeling that no matter what I did, I would never be enough." For many, hearing Marla speak so openly about her struggles was eye-opening. While she had always been seen as graceful, poised, and confident, there was a side to her that the world had never seen. In that moment, it became clear that she had been carrying a weight for years, a weight that had finally been lifted with the confessions she was now sharing. But the shocking revelation didn't stop there. Marla then spoke about the true reason behind her divorce from Donald Trump, and the revelation sent shockwaves through the audience. "Everyone has always speculated about what went wrong between us," Marla explained. "The truth is, it wasn't about any one thing. It was a lot of things. But most importantly, it was about realizing that I had lost myself in trying to make someone else happy. I didn't know who I was anymore. I was living in a world where I wasn't allowed to be Marla. I was allowed to be someone else's idea of who I should be, but not who I truly was." Her confession was both painful and freeing, as she acknowledged the toll that living in the shadow of someone else had taken on her sense of self. "I had to leave to find me," she continued, her voice filled with conviction. "And when I did, it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but it was the best thing I've ever done for myself." The media, of course, had a field day with this new information. For years, they had painted Marla as the other woman, the one who had been caught up in the whirlwind of Donald Trump's life. But now, Marla was taking back her narrative, sharing the truth behind her life, her marriage, and her journey. And while the media may have tried to box her into one category, Marla was no longer willing to be confined by their narrative. But what truly shocked everyone was when Marla spoke about her life after the divorce. For years, she had kept her private life under wraps. But in this interview, she revealed some details that had never been known before. "After the divorce, I went through a period where I felt like I didn't know who I was anymore. It was like I was starting from scratch. And for a long time, I was afraid to let anyone in. I had been hurt so badly, and I didn't want to trust anyone again." The audience was captivated as Marla continued to explain how her own emotional journey had led her to discover a new sense of independence and empowerment. "I learned that you can't find happiness by seeking validation from others. You have to find it from within. I had to learn to love myself, to accept who I was, flaws and all, and to finally stop caring what other people thought of me." As Marla spoke, it was clear that this wasn't just a confession about her past, it was a declaration of her future. She wasn't just talking about her marriage or her divorce, she was talking about reclaiming her life, her voice, and her place in the world. For the first time in years, Marla Maples was not just the ex-wife of a powerful man. She was Marla Maples, a woman who had gone through immense challenges, found her strength, and was now speaking her truth unapologetically. But the most shocking revelation came when Marla discussed the emotional toll of being publicly judged and criticized. I think the hardest part was when I realized that I would never be able to escape the judgment of others, she said, tears welling up in her eyes. People always thought they knew me, but they only knew the version of me they wanted to see. They didn't know the real me, the person behind the headlines. I'm not just some figure to be analyzed. I'm a person with real feelings, real experiences, and a real story to tell. In that moment, Marla's words had the power to change everything. She wasn't just exposing the truth about her life, she was exposing the unfair judgments placed on women in the public eye and how those judgments can affect a person's self-worth. Her honesty, vulnerability, and willingness to confront the demons of her past made this interview a game changer in her life. The impact of Marla Maples' confessions rippled through the media, with fans and critics alike reacting to her courage and openness. Many praised her for taking control of her own narrative and refusing to let the media define her. It was clear that Marla had emerged from the shadows and was finally able to live her life on her own terms. Her confession not only changed the way people viewed her, but also forced many to rethink the way they viewed public figures, especially women. Marla Maples had gone from being the other woman to a symbol of strength, resilience, and self-discovery. What do you think about Marla's shocking confession? Did it change your perception of her? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on Marla's incredible journey.